Three, two, one. Hello, this is Bill Bullard with RCAF USA, the voice of the independent cattle producer in the United States of America. Well, a lot going on in agriculture as usual this week, but I want to talk to you about two separate issues. The first issue is one in which we strongly support the president's actions, but the second one is an issue where we strongly object to what the president is doing. So let's talk about the positive one first. First, we believe that President Trump was absolutely correct to implement tariffs on steel and aluminum to stop the cheating that China has been engaged in that has cost the United States manufacturing jobs and manufacturers and has reduced the middle class of America, meaning there are fewer people that can buy more beef. And so we agree we have to stop the unfair trade practices of countries like China, so we support the action on the part of the president to impose tariffs. But much of agriculture is opposed to the tariffs that President Trump has deployed. And in fact, soybean farmers and their organizations have been in an uproar over this issue. What they're saying is they expect that when China imposes retaliatory tariffs on soybeans, then soybean farmers will receive a lower price for their beans. In other words, they're arguing that there is a direct relationship between the volume of exports and the prices that they receive. But history does not show this. In fact, in 2012, the average price that farmers received for soybeans in the United States was $14.40 a bushel. And then for the next 5 years, soybean exports began to increase. And by 2017, they'd increased 55%. And yet, in 2017, the farmer's price that she receives for soybeans had fallen to $9.39 a bushel. So as exports increased, farmers' prices decreased. What that indicates is three things. Number one, it indicates that soybean prices and other grain prices are extremely volatile. Number two, it says that exports are not the determining factor in the price that farmers receive for their products. And number three, when you have a situation like this, where the American farmer is not benefiting from the rewards of expanded exports, that suggests that the marketplace itself is broken. And so this is what's the important point here. President Trump has recognized the marketplace is broken because China is cheating with respect to our tariffs and with respect to our manufacturers and our manufacturing jobs. And now we have evidence that the marketplace for farmers is likewise broken, and we should learn from the actions that Trump is taking with respect to manufacturing and begin applying them to agriculture to stop the unfair trading practices that is causing our global marketplace to be dysfunctional. So we support the president's efforts to impose the tariffs, and we think the soybean producers are wrong to be trying to object to that important effort on the part of the president. But on the other hand, Secretary Perdue just announced that he was going to accept for the first time in decades a modified live foot and mouth disease virus to begin conducting research in the United States. Now, this is the first step in a two-step process that's leading us towards disaster. Because what the Secretary of Agriculture is doing on behalf of the president is trying to desensitize the industry so that we will accept the live foot and mouth disease virus on the mainland. You know, we never used to allow it on the mainland. In fact, they had to change the law to allow that to happen when they were proposing to move the Plum Island Research Station off the coast of New York into the heart of beef country in Manhattan, Kansas. So the first step in the process is to bring in this modified live virus that is not supposed to be infectious to begin doing research. But the very next step will be to introduce the live infection virus, place it in Manhattan, Kansas, where research will be conducted. You'll recall not too long ago, the United States Academy of Science had conducted a study and determined it was as likely as not that there would be an inadvertent release of foot and mouth disease from the Manhattan facility within the 50-year lifespan of that facility. And the estimates are that damages to the industry would be between $9 and $50 billion. We think the Secretary is making a huge mistake, and we hope that President Trump will recognize that this is a mistake, needs to be reversed, just as he is reversing 25 years of failed trade policy in the United States. With that, we're out of time. We hope you have a productive week. Thank you, and goodbye.